Hello, welcome back to another round of TFR eSports F2 Season 24. And it is G'day from Australia. Here we are for the Australian Grand Prix. And we have a very different looking F2 grid for this week. But it is your usual commentators of CJH and Epic the Animal in the commentary box tonight. Epic, how are you doing? And are you looking forward to this Australian Grand Prix?
I'm doing Crescent Fresh, and of course I'm looking forward to it. I don't care what track we're at. It's F2 and TFR. It's not going to disappoint. And you get twice the show for your money today, as we do have a sprint race. And as much as you know what I think about sprint races in real F1, when I'm commentating F2, all that my brain recognizes is more racing, which
Exactly.
just means more great moments up to happen. And yeah, more of the grid showing up today. So it will be interesting to see how things play out today. And pace-wise, early on, things look very different as Haribo Man, who dominated last week, hasn't even set a valid lap time. And we got 3 minutes to go in the session.
This is the fascinating thing with these sprint events is the way people play this first session, sprint qualifying, can be quite interesting because you don't want to use too many sets of soft tires because then you won't have them for the sprint. And you've got some people setting laps on mediums, some people setting laps on softs, and we've got just over 2 minutes to go here. And you're right, two drivers haven't set a lap yet. Harrowman, this man here, who won last time out in dominant fashion, still sits down 16th place at the minute with this new camera angle on the screen. Unfortunately, you won't see this, Epic, but there's a new angle we're looking at here on board with Harrowman. Take us through it, Epic. Where's he going to go here?
Let me see, second.
Oh, there we are. On the medium tires then, locking out the front row with his good friend Hyperghost. They were teammates last season, had a bit of drama in Abu Dhabi, but they are locking the front row out here in this sprint qualifying. Who is close to the line then? This is the thing, with a fuller grid here, it's going to be a bit more chaotic in terms of seeing who is where on the track. We've got, I think, a Williams coming around the final corner. That's Ronnie coming in the pit lane. And then I think there is an RB. It's JVKP.
It's chaos. There's cars everywhere.
On his debut here.
Cars everywhere.
Coming up to the line with the DRS wide open then. A long run up to that line. And he does improve. We've only got 2 tenths in the top 6 here, Logan. It's incredibly close.
Yeah, it's a very tight track. I don't know about you and your preparation for the race, CJ, but for me, it's like you could set lap after lap, and the lap times, it's kind of easy to get consistent lap times on this track. You know, you can carry a lot of speed through the corners, the grip's pretty good, but you really got to be a hero to set yourself apart from the field at this track. As, wow, out of nowhere, Oracle goes P1 with almost a 17 flat. Purple in all 3 sectors as well.
What a lap from Oracle. He obviously impressed last time out in Bahrain, and he's currently on provisional sprint pole here. After Kaliev, he went up to second before he's now third. We've got less than 2 tenths separate in the top 4, and then about, what's that, 3 tenths covering the top 8. This is incredibly tight here. We've got a Haas coming up to the line in the background. That is Alfie Nerfboy going up into 12th place. We've then got an RB in the background as well there. I think that is Schaefer. He is starting another lap. We've got a Ferrari of Hariberman just behind him. So this is all going to be about who is where on the track at the right time. But Hariberman is in the pit lane, Logan, and the checker flag is out.
Yeah, checker flag out. This will be the final lap for everybody. Luke 2 Red looking to put his first representative time on the board as he's green through his first 2 sectors. Oh, we got the one Haas. He's coming into the pits. His day's done with a 119. He'll be starting towards the back. And yeah, all chaos about to break out. We got Alfie off. I think he was just getting out of the way of other cars. So
I tell you, Logan, we've got Michael Lewis here in 5th place. I think that's how it's either Michael Lewis or Louise. We'll find a way of saying that one, but he's coming up to the line. We'll go with Michael Lewis. He's coming up to the line now, and he might go pole here, and he does by almost half a second. What a lap from the Sauber.
Yeah, there's lots of time to be found here compared to what I'm expecting the pole times to be in F1, but that is F1 higher division and less assists being ran. But we got Schaefer coming through Sector 3. I did not see if he's actually going to improve.
Hyper's invalidated.
Mounts a lot of curb there. Here he comes around the final corner. Good battery usage. Let's see what he's got coming up to the line. And
Second.
he goes to second as he gets into the 116s. Alfie's the last one, right? And
Yeah.
his lap's invalid, so that's going to be our grid for the sprint.
Yeah, there you have it. That is your order. So it's 2 debut drivers, 2 rookies on the front row then of Michael Luis, really setting a blistering time there at the end. That kind of came out of nowhere. And Schaefer there on the front row for RB. Oracle continuing his good form. Hyperghost, we know what he's like. He was the favourite going into this season. He'll be frustrated starting in 4th. He obviously missed the first round in Bahrain, sorry. Kaliev will be pleased with 5th, but then Harriman, that just shows the difference with these new drivers in Logan, is the dominant race winner last time out. He's down into 6th.
Yeah, I think that could also just be a thing. Well, he did sit the lap on mediums as well, but also it could just be a thing of it's a new game. You know, we're all still learning things. There's actually been new tech discovered in the last, what, 7 or 8 days. I think it was actually right after we had our race of how you manage your battery in qualifying laps, for example. So we're all still learning. So maybe people are good at one track, not at another, still learning things for qualifying, race, strategy, you name it. But that just makes things more interesting early on in the first season of a new game. But yeah, great job by those rookies putting in what I would consider very good laps for F2. You know, those might be laps that if they sub in for F1, you know, they're not just going to start at the back of the grid with a lap like that. So great job by them. But another question I have is how many tires did everyone use? What's it going to look like as we go deep into this race weekend here?
Yeah, this is the thing. It should be. You don't need to stop in this extra short, if you like, sprint race, because obviously we went 35% distance in F2, so it's an even shorter sprint. So it's going to be quite frantic, this one, and expect a bit of chaos throughout. But you're right. Yeah, exactly. All the drivers will finish. I think you're right. Who is going to go for softs? Who's going to go for mediums? I'd imagine you get more softs available over the weekend, obviously, but then it'll affect you in the main qualifying, which I believe does have rain featuring. So that could again be another factor that drivers are thinking ahead here and trying to maximize on soft tires. We're going to find out then very shortly, and we'll head to the grid for this round 2 sprint race here in Australia. We've got 5 red lights ahead of the drivers for this F2 sprint. And we are underway. It was a hell of a long wait there, but we are underway. Michael Luis then has got a pretty awful start because Schaefer's already took the lead. Before the first corner, he's going to have the inside line, the RB, and he gets the move done. There's already contact in the background, though. We've got 3 cars, 4 cars. Make that 5 cars off. In the background, it's absolute chaos, as we expected. And there's already massive changes at the front. But it is Schaefer who still leads. Hariberman now, it's up into 2nd. And we've got Kaliev up into 3rd. It's absolute chaos, Logan.
Big lunge in the back as Luke 2 Red passes 2 cars into turn 3, and he's able to hold on to it after going wide through 4, and it is chaos everywhere all over the track, like you said. Multiple incidents, separate incidents in turn 1, causing a couple of spins, couple cars going wide. And Michael Luis all the way down on 14th as he has a great run here. He's going to get 2 spots in there straight away. Trimp almost doesn't see him. Sees him at the last second. And yeah, over a 1 second lead by Schaefer out front. Hariberman up the 2nd on those mediums, showing that the qualifying pace was just because of the tire he is on, as he looks strong here in the early going.
Absolutely. Oh, and I think there's a little bit of lag there for JVKP, but he was having a right old run at Kaliev there, down that middle straight of the lap, and he was fancy his chances to go up into 3rd, but has to just settle down. So, he's made a mistake though, Kaliev there. He's gone on the grass, and he's going to lose 2 positions here. He's got the Ferrari on the outside. Got to give him a bit of space. Vectro has to tuck back into the slipstream, and he might just have a little run into the first corner here. Moves to the inside. He's not close enough. Has to remain in 5th. Alfie Nerfboy's doing quite well as well. He's moved up the order. I'll bring that up, actually. There was another car, I think, that just hit the wall there in the background. Oracle, yeah. Now, we need to keep an eye out on a bit of that tonight, because with the sim damage, punches are incredibly easy if you hit the barriers. But there seems to be a little bit of a cork in the bottle behind Kaliev at the minute.
Yeah, there is, and also kind of a Ferrari engine sandwich here with Vectro, Alfie, and Hyper all very close together. And actually, Ronnie just had a great corner there on this DRS train, so he's going to get close as well. And yeah, the DRS train's going to start. I think battery usage is going to be a key to this sprint race. We've seen over-aggression on the battery here in F2, and with only 7 laps, you can get real creative with your battery strategies. We have a pass. Hyper goes, gets a position. Alfie gets a penalty. Ronnie behind him coming around the outside. He's on the soft tires for this race, as it's all kicking off here on lap 2.
What a fantastic move that was from Hyperghost. Went swooping right around the outside into that S section there. Incredibly brave overtaking because of the risk involved there. So he is working his way back at the order. You can see there the position changes on the screen right now. So your big losers were Michael Luis and Oracle, really dropping down the order. And your big gainers were Ronnie and Alfie Nerfboy, and also JVKP, who is now up into third. And we've got a change for fourth place. Oh, very close there between Vector and Kaliev. And he's got his other Ferrari teammate now coming around the outside of Vector. They've both got DRS. And who is going to win this battle here? It is Hyperghost up into fifth, Logan.
And Michael Luis making a move a little bit on the miles here on the inside. Doesn't get deep enough, though, so he isn't going to be able to get up into 11th place on that attempt. And things are spreading out a little bit further back in the grid, so it looks like all the action is up front, especially here with Hyperghost. Only 2/10 behind the car in front going around that corner, and he's definitely going to have a run here. And he has a big battery advantage over Cali. He's going to be a sitting duck here on the straight. Which way is he going to go? Yeet! Around the outside. He's going to make it done. Good reactions there to not try to dive on the inside. A la Lando Norris in Canada. You know, is going to bring it up and say, oh, whoa, where's that car going? That ain't the track. It's over there, bud. He's got it going, though.
Oh, he's let it go.
He's going to move out of the way. I don't know what happened. Maybe the game told him they had to get the position off. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Ronnie mounts the sausage so hard he bursts a calf that slows him down through the corner. He gets punted off into the kitty litter. Alfie goes through. He runs wide. Positions changing everywhere. Now we got the two kick Salbers, 8th and 9th. Are they going to work together? Probably not. Why am I even questioning that in an F2 sprint race? They're 3 wide through the penultimate corner towards the back. Oracle, Miles, Luke to Red. Oh my goodness, it's all kicking off here on lap 4 now.
Absolutely, and here comes Oracle then going to the inside on that Red Bull. Gets super late on the brakes. He's going to make the corner. Yes, he does.
Yeet!
Good move.
Sends it.
Good move from Oracle there, and back to the front.
In the back. Yeah, he made a mistake, so now Action Rick up into P16.
Michael Luis has now got jabs for P8. So he is gradually working himself up in the order. He is now in the points positions for the sprint race. Where is the minute? We've got a tangle at the back. That is the mile. He is round. He's the first person really to crash ever since the first lap. And Harriman's disconnected. Wow.
And I was about to say that he was closing the gap. And he had a big battery advantage over Schaefer in first as well. That's so unfortunate for him. Look how close Gavukapur, however I pronounce that name, in fourth is. The Hyperghost against the inside. They almost touched tips. Can't believe I just said that. Oh, the switch back on that corner. That's absolutely incredible. Oh, it's all happening here. They're touching nose to tail towards the back. What is it, 8th through 11th? Ronnie goes wide. AA Ron trying to get around him, unable to do so. There's a caution in Sector 3. I believe that might be Miles again.
Kaliev's round.
Whoa! Where's that car?
That's the final corner.
Is around.
And I think he kept it out of the barrier.
I think Oracle hit him because Oracle let him go.
And back to the front. Here is Harriman. He's going to get picked off that AI by Hyperghost then. Absolutely easy pass then on the Aston Martin. And what a disaster for him. We've got another yellow flag. That's the other Red Bull of Kaliev around again.
He has damage. He's getting out of the way because he has damage.
So disaster for the two Red Bulls. I'll see if I can try and very quickly get Harriman back in the session.
All right, I'll take over here in the commentary here. Oh, bad exit through the corner by Alfie. So Jab is going to be closer behind him. And Alfie with absolutely no ERS in P7. Jab with all the ERS. Oh my God, look at the overspeeds, like by 20 miles an hour. They touch side pods though, and Jab gets through on Alfie for P7. They are so close here, 6th through 9th.
Hyperghost penalty.
The fast chicane. Alfie, he got a penalty. Oh, I think he's had that penalty.
No, Hyperghost with a penalty now, so he is in a bit of trouble there with how close this field is. So JVKP now making it an RB, 1-2 here. Ferrari running in 3rd and 4th. Great results at the minute for certain teams because you've got Sauber as well, 6th and 7th.
Alfie's off.
Alfie's
off behind. He's doing a Piastri impression, just minus the water on the track.
So Harriman is back in, but here comes Hyperghost then for P2 in the slipstream. Gonna maybe go to the inside. Yes, he does. Oh, they make a bit of contact though, and Hyperghost is through. Although I think he's gonna get re-overtaken. Oh, they've made contact. They've made contact in 2nd place, and JVKP is now down into 4th. I think that's Ronnie retiring in the pit lane, but JVKP, he'll be absolutely furious with that, Logan.
Yeah, big battle here for P10. They've been side by side for the entire lap so far. Oh, he almost holds it on the inside. Does Oracle alongside the rear wheel, but he backs out of it intelligently. That's going to bring Luke 2 Red into the action as he's real close. Oracle has a 3-second time penalty. Alfie has a penalty on head. You know, Luke 2 Red, still maybe a chance for points, especially with the chaos ahead, as Ron gets around Haribro Man 420. Haribro bot, is he back in? It
Oh,
looks
he's
like
back in and he's off.
Or else that AI is really not good at the game as it goes off track. That would really suck if that was the AI going off for you.
We're going to crash.
Saubers, 5-6. We got a crash somewhere.
Paul Fern hit the barrier. And yeah, he's out of the picture now. He actually resets the track, so he could be in a bit of trouble there. But meanwhile, up front, we're on to the last lap of this sprint race. Schaefer is absolutely dominating this one out front. But there is this battle potentially for P2 here, because Hyper goes for that penalty. Vectro maybe trying to hang on for JVKP here, who has also now disconnected.
Unbelievable. What is happening to the internets in Europe? Action Rick in the DRS of Luke 2 Red ahead. Penalties ahead for Oracle and Alfie, so Luke 2 Red and Action Rick could be jumping up positions here at the checker flag. We'll have to wait and see.
It's going to be a great result for Sauber, Logan. I tell you, they are really going to rack up the points with that disconnection. If they both get a move on, they could both move up to 4th and 5th here. And maybe...
Jab with the penalty.
Yeah, Jab with the penalty there. Yeah, so speaking of the devil, he's going to jump down the order then in that Sauber. And so very unfortunate for him, but we are on the last lap here. Is there going to be any more moves? I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
they are getting close. Oh, he's round. Michael Luis is round. That is complete curse there for the other Sauber. He's round, and just when it was looking like a 4th and a 5th for the Saubers, it's an absolute disaster for them in this sprint race because he's going to tumble out of the points here. Aaron's made the move. Jabs is round as well. Oh my God, what's happening there?
Oh my goodness, what has happened at the kick Sauber?
Schaefer is coming up to the line now, and what a win that is on his debut in this sprint race. He picks up victory here in Australia.
Eric could get put at the line, maybe. No, he doesn't. Haribro made across line 6. How far are these penalty havers going to drop back the order?
So Hyperghost
goes. Oh, Action Rick gets Luke 2 Red at the line.
So Hyperghost, even with that penalty, stays 3rd then. So JVKP, even though he disconnected, stays 4th. Aaron then, in the Alpine, hardly even mentioned him throughout that race. He even had damage on that front right end plate. He finishes 5th. Hariberman in 6th. And Michael Luis did get points in the end somehow. Went from 9th to 7th in the last couple of corners. I think that might have been because of his teammate Jabs fallen off at the very end. I couldn't believe that, Logan. Both Saubers were on for a fantastic result, and it all fell apart.
I mean, I'm going to have to judge you slightly for not believing it. Have you been watching F2 over the last 2 years?
Yes.
Anything and everything is possible at any given moment, including hitting safety cars.
So there you have it. A frantic sprint race is done already. And it's Schaefer then... Yes, Schaefer then with... Well, he didn't get pole, but he did show a bit of a glimpse of his pace in that qualifying. He showed it in the race there. He was absolutely gone out front. And the Ferraris, they'll be pleased, Logan, won't they? Because they got that double podium in the end when it wasn't really looking like that when Hyperghost picked that penalty up.
Yeah, especially when V-Carb was 1st and 2nd there for a bit.
Yeah, and I think there was a bit of a straight fight there between V-Carb and the Ferraris, and that may be a little bit of an indication to come for maybe the few races ahead of us. But we're going to get straight back into the action because we head to qualifying now, and as I believe will come on the screen any moment now, it is wet conditions in Melbourne. There you have it. Look at those conditions. So I believe it's intermediate tyres are the pick for this one. We will find out, although there are wets on the cars, so I'm not sure it is going to be inters here, you know. And, well, this completely flips it on its head once again, Logan, because this is incredibly difficult conditions.
Yeah, and in F2, it'll be interesting to see how the drivers deal with it, what assists they're running, how much that slows them down on traction. Are they able to keep the car on the track? I'm sure everyone will deal with the conditions very well. We will not have any bit of chaos in this qualifying session at all.
Yeah. So, how do you find it, though, the difference between dry and wet conditions? Do you expect to see certain drivers better in the one condition to the other? I mean, we have seen this before where certain drivers do prefer these kind of conditions.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of guy would prefer wet conditions and finish better in league races when it gets wet, huh? Yeah, well, what kind of guy would that be?
Yeah.
I'm not praying for rain every single race or anything like that.
I mean, this is for wets. This isn't intermediates. That may be a slight error in the game or in maybe one of the lobby hosts. I'm not too sure, but it was technically supposed to be light rain. But this is looking like full wets here. So
Well,
again,
maybe it's light rain, but with all the water on the track,
yeah.
no cars going around, it could be. I don't know.
Well, this is the other element is we haven't really. Well, this is the first official bit of wet running we've had of this season and on this new game in TFR eSports. So there's going to be a bit of learning once again with these conditions on who is where and how it all functions. And, you know, we just don't know if as EA and Cody's changed a little bit the way the wet weather driving is on this new game. But it is indeed Ronnie then who is going to be the first to hit the line, and he may hit a bit of traffic on that first lap, but there is a bit more time in this session for the drivers compared to sprint qualifying for them to get plenty of laps on the board. And are you more of a driver, Logan, that will just get one lap in and then get a fresh set of boots on, or do you think they should just stay out here on, put a bit more fuel in the car and just get the laps on the board and get used to these tricky conditions?
I mean, you can kind of use your out lap for that. You still want to set one optimal lap with all of your battery and all the tire life, especially if you're not going to have to use those tires later. So maybe instead of just taking multiple laps, just do multiple runs on different sets of tires.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I believe these wet tires, they do have quite a good tire life on them, so you can extract quite a good few optimal laps out of them. It's not like, you know, the soft tires where basically they've only got one or two laps and then that is them done. Ronnie getting very close to the barrier there and coming through this middle sector now. I mean, I guess this track has become even more treacherous now. Now it's so much more quicker with the track changes a few years ago, Logan, that when you have wet conditions, it's probably even more scary than what it was before when you had those slower chicanes.
Yeah, that's true. I think in the game, I don't know, I think it would be more difficult with more corners, but I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it.
Well,
I'm overthinking it, probably.
No, not at all.
It's wet conditions in F2. It's going to be chaos anyhow.
Exactly. Ronnie then coming through the final sector here, taking a little bit of curb there on the outside. Doesn't want to do that too much there, or else you'll find out what happened in the sprint race. A couple of corners to go then. He's keeping it fairly neat and tidy here. Runs it a little bit wide though there. Do not want to get anywhere near the grass. You can just see he's struggling to get the power on. You just see the amount of water that is on the track, but it's straight up to the line now. And here we come then. What is the time? It's a 1:32. So let's see what everybody else is doing at the moment. We've got a Sauber, I believe, which will be the next to come to the line of Jabs. And his time on the wet tires is going to be, well, quite a way off, you have to say. 4 seconds off the pace. We have got intermediate runners out there, Logan, which is going to be interesting. We've got Schaefer and Michael Luis on those intermediates.
Yeah, it looks like we may have a crossover point here where maybe it was just wet right at the start, but it's quickly turning into intermediate conditions. It is very possible. Or maybe they're making the worst tire choice of all time. That is also very likely here in F2. You never know, as Michael Luis is catching up to Luke 2 Red during his qualifying lap, and he goes wide, so he almost gets in Michael's way there. We'll see how much that affects his lap. Oh, that's his out lap. No, it's not his out lap. Yeah, cars are everywhere. It's hard to keep track of everyone.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see the lap times they come through. As I got a feeling that the conditions are going to get better as the session goes on and cars continue to go around the track. Well,
we've got a gaggle of cars about to hit line, so we'll just see what their times are as they come up on the kind of tower on your left-hand side. So Vetra's already gone up into second, Hyperghost third. We've got Oracle, I believe that was, up into fifth. Michael Luis then is only seventh on those intermediates. Big gaps, by the way. Ronnie, with that very first lap of the pack, at the minute is miles gone out front, so he really timed it well, you'd have to say. We're running on board with Action Rick as we go through the middle sector here. I can see there's a Ferrari, and I believe that looks like a RB coming towards the line. I'm not too sure if they're actually on competitive laps. Action Rick gets a little bit wide there, a bit too much curb. We have got another yellow flag out, and I think that is just for a slow car on the circuit. But what are you seeing, Logan? Anything coming to mind here?
Just a car moving out of honestly, not really. I know it's a boring answer, but like I said, I think this session's really going to come to people later on. It does look like, I don't know if inters are just not the play yet, or if Michael really was hindered on that lap.
Well, Schaefer's gone full.
Pace there in that first. Yeah, Ronnie's P1 on the full wets.
Action Rick's going to come up to line, goes 7th.
Close look here. Michael Luis's lap times here. Is for some reason I don't have my timing on. Thank you, game. Okay, there we go. Glad I gotta turn that on every single session.
So Haas gone off. I think that's Alfie Nerfboy. He's got back going again though, so no worries there.
Oh, Michael very wide through the penultimate corner. Very happy on the rear through the final corner. That ain't gonna do good things.
Kaliev goes second, Oracle third, by the way, so they're both now within a second of the pole man. Michael Luis does improve by a second, but he is still down in 7th place at the minute. Schaefer as well is up on his lap, but he has actually invalidated, so we're not going to see a competitive time for him.
Oracle is up a second on his lap.
I think that's just the lap he's just finished, actually. Not to because I don't think he's actually reached the end of Sector 1 just yet. Just to put that out there, I think this is the line here, so we'll see what it is now. Yes, unfortunately.
Oh, never mind. He's down a second.
So do not worry. But we're going to see some more laps coming up very shortly. Kaliev is still out there, but then I think he is on a bit of a cool lap, maybe. We're going to see. Oh, he's hit the wall actually again there. I don't know. Sometimes I don't wonder if that's lag or if it's not. Jabs has gone up into 7th on the wet tyres. Now, he's done multiple laps on those tyres now, and he's ahead of his teammate Michael Luis. Now, I know they were close at the end, and JVKP goes up into 2nd then for the RB. I wonder, maybe it's stating the obvious here, Logan. I think the intermediates is not the strategy to go with here.
Yeah, it looks like it's not the tire yet, but I know even Michael Luis did not set a representative lap time. He had a very poor final 2 corners. I don't know if that was tire related or it was just a mistake. But here he is through the penultimate corner again. Is it more tidy this time? Much better. We'll see if it's much cleaner through the final corner as well. It looks like it is. Use up that battery as he runs to the line. And now I think we're really going to see what the intermediates are capable of here.
3rd.
Maybe they're not quite better. We're on a crossover point, it looks like.
Yeah, maybe as the track gets cleared, the times are improving. Alfie Nerfboy goes up to line, goes 10th, 2.4 seconds off the pace. We've got a Sauber of Jabs in the middle sector, but he is quite a bit down on his lap. So this is going to be an ever-evolving session here. But remarkably, Logan, Ronnie, still with that very first lap of the session, is still quickest here. I mean, that's quite incredible.
Maybe he could just be the only one to set a real good clean lap. Paul Fern hits the outside wall in the entry of the chicane. And we're looking over here. We still got 9 minutes to go here in qualifying, so still a lot can change.
Absolutely.
Oh, Alfie has an invalid lap. He might crash here, actually. Keeps it out of the wall. That was very risky there. Oracle's slowing down. He isn't really on a lap. Michael's invalidated. Ronnie's up 0.7? No way.
Well, right. we'll go to that shortly. Well, I'll just see the rest of this lap from Paul Fern. I think that was
let's see
someone going
here.
Paul Fern then goes 12th. Not a bad lap in the end there. The mile is the only other runner that hasn't
Ronnie
set
purple.
A time. So Ronnie is purple then. Let's see then.
0.4. He's up 0.4 through 2 sectors. So he's looking to increase that gap here in the wet. Maybe he is our rain master here in TFR F2 this season.
So Oracle hit the line as well.
Wow,
didn't improve.
The tires there heavily.
Oh, bit of lag on my screen. I thought he was going to go straight on there, but it seemed a good lap so far. One more corner to go. Keeps it neat and tidy. Just get the right application on the throttle, and there you go, a little drift out of the final corner with just under 8 minutes to go here. Ronnie's going to hit the line and goes even faster, a 131.6. 1.2, I think. Yeah, 1.2 the gap to JVKP, and that is quite the statement, Logan.
Yeah, he's the one putting it together here in the wet for sure. No one else is even close right now. He's probably wishing the whole race was going to be wet.
Yeah.
I think Oracle's on a lap here. Let's see what he's at. And he is purple through Sector 2. He's up 1.2 seconds on his previous best. Uh-oh! We might have ourselves a battle for pole position. People are starting to learn how to drive in the wet. Great time to do it here in a league race.
Just
Heavy
misses the
lock up
grass.
there. Takes a little bit too much curb on the inside. But he's tidy with the rear end. I feel like that's the most important thing right now in this session.
Yeah, keeping
Good
it
line through the
clean.
penultimate corner. This looks like it's going to be a big improvement. Is it going to be enough for Pole, though? I think he's at least going to go P2 here with this lap. Let's see what it is. Coming to the line. It is P2
Very close.
by a tenth.
42 thousandths of a second in it, and that is very, very tight then with Oracle to Ronnie. So this
Schaefer.
is getting fascinating. Yep, Schaefer then on those wet tires.
Schaefer up 0.9. He's up 0.9 through 2 sectors, so he'll be one to watch here. Vectro up on his personal best by 0.7 on intermediates. That's interesting.
Interesting, yeah. This is the thing here. It's just all a little bit of a mystery at the minute, and the answers will only be there come the checkered flag. Another yellow flag. I think that's just a slow McLaren. Schaefer a little bit nervous there, going through the final corner, hits the barrier on the exit. So a bit of a scruffy end to the lap. We'll see what it'll be. The race winner in the sprint still goes third, just above, just over, sorry, 6.5 tenths off the pole time. Vetro goes third on intermediate. So a great lap from him. This has all changed now, Logan.
Yeah, it looks like there may have been a mistake or two throughout the last couple sectors there. Aaron down in 16th, but he's on inters. We'll see what he can do coming up to the line. Rocking that full traction control, help keep the car in a straight line. That is very important. Coming to the line, he improves up to P8.
Wow. So here comes Hyperghost now as well. He is way down in 10th place at the minute, but he's going to come up to the line and puts himself up into 5th place. 9.5 tenths off the pace, though. The gaps are quite big here, and it's quite a surprise as he goes a little bit wide at the first corner. We've got a Red Bull coming around the final corner as well. Now that'll be the mile. Still down in 17th place, needing to find time somewhere. And, well, moves himself up into 13th. So now Paul Fern is now back at the bottom. But Oracle's coming in the pits. That'll be for a fresh set of boots before going for a final lap. And Ronnie is now on his out lap as well. Who else is coming up to the line? We've got an Aston Martin, I believe. That is Hariberman. He's not far away from the line, but I think he's on an out lap here, Logan.
Yeah, and he just mounted too much curb there. He's on an in lap, actually.
In lap even, yeah. So let's see. Who is not far?
People coming out of the pits. We're seeing some enters. And the pole sitter on his out lap is on wets. It's like right at the crossover then. People are not sure what tire to go to, it seems like. Or maybe the inter runners are just taking a risk.
They have 4 minutes to go here, and there are quite a few drivers diving in the pit lane. I will very quickly get out of the way, actually. Who are the debut drivers tonight? I'm going to see actually where Jabs goes with this time. He goes 8th. Good lap from him, because I promised I'd say it in the sprint quality, and I ran out of time there. But the new drivers tonight, we've got Schaefer then in the RB. We've got JVKP in the other RB in 6th place. We've got Michael Luis in 7th in the Sauber. We've got Aaron in the Alpine in 10th at the minute. We've got Trimp Yachts in the Haas. Oh, as Jabs has just hit the barrier, actually, just whilst I was on his screen. We've then got Alfie Nerfboy in 16th in the Haas. And that is your lot of new drivers for tonight. So quite a few. And there'll be more coming for the Chinese GP as well that aren't actually here tonight. So Ronnie then is going to start a lap. Not to put the pressure on you, Logan, but I'll let you take us through this one.
All right, you can carry a lot of speed through this corner. You want to be smooth with the steering, though, so you don't over-rotate the rear end on turn 2. He does a great job there. He hits the wall on the outside, though. I'm going to act like that didn't just happen. awkward angle you turn in here because you're turning slightly as you're braking. You can take the low part of the curb. You want to avoid the high part of the curb. He's a little happy with the wheel there. You can touch a little bit more curb than you think here on the inside. It's about being smooth on the exit so you can get the full throttle quickly. Kind of want to avoid that curb on the inside there. Too much curb can slow down the car on the outside. Mount the curb for all it's worth on the inside. Do not invalidate your lap there on the outside. You take a lot of speed through there, and in the wets, this little jut to the right is a lot trickier than you would imagine it to be. As you straight the full power, using that battery down this long stretch, head into this chicane. You can take a lot of curb here on low fuel and qualifying. Don't short shift too much. The car kind of likes the higher gears going up over the curb. Yep, he doesn't take the high part of the curb on the outside, which is what you don't want to do. And running down here, same thing here. Hit the low part of the curb on the inside, but not the high part. Get the car pointed in a straight line quickly, so in third gear you can get the full throttle as quickly as you can. Don't take too much curb here to rotate the rear of the car around. Tricky braking point this is here. As Michael Luis goes fastest on intermediates. Come through the final corner. It's all about how quickly you can get the full throttle, which is really tricky on that long right-hander. Coming to the line, still plenty of battery to work with. He improves by 0.7, but it's not enough. Michael Luis's pole, the intermediates are now better, definitely.
Wow. Well, again, it changes the picture again because Michael Luis, with a great time there, you'd have to say, as Oracle skates around the final corner. He's about to start a lap, actually, so this is not going to be a competitive time. But with just under a minute and a half to go here, Logan, is that going to be is that going to be the pole lap, or is it too early for that?
No, I think it's too early for that. A lot of people on out laps in the top 10. 3 of the 4 of those people that were just on out laps within the last 10 seconds were on intermediate tires.
Wow. So, here we go then. What is going to happen?
Look, Red's crashing. He's crashing. Oh, he's still crashing. He saves it. He's in front of other cars, though, at the exit of that chicane. Gets his car out of the way.
It would have put them off, that's for sure. Particularly at a corner like that, that would have been, you'd imagine, slightly off-putting. We've got a couple of salvers then.
The pits.
Yeah, so Aaron then at the minute 5th. That's not bad if he can stay there. Vetro then currently on a lap as well. 3 tenths up at the minute. He could move up the order. Oracle as well coming up to that middle sector line. 2 tenths up at the minute. Alfie does go 9th. Good time from him. But that's actually a purple middle sector, it's saying, for Oracles. I struggle to believe that. Ronnie then is way down on this current lap, maybe charging the batteries to go again. JVKP goes 5th, so a good time from him. 5th place at the moment. Michael Luis then is going for another lap here. So we'll see how he fares in his final run here. Ronnie then coming to line. Oracle, well, let's keep an eye on this. Coming around the final corner, Logan. Let's see where he goes.
Luke Red with a puncture. He's into the pits. Oracle coming around the final corner. What has he got? He's up 0.2, but he's still on the wets. Not the best tire. He stays 3rd with a very slight improvement, it looks like. Vectro coming around the final corner. He's improved on his own time. He might be able to get 3rd place from Oracle here. And
he does.
He does. Oh. Great lap by him.
What a final sector.
Cerebro Man, 420, coming out. Final straight. It's not going to be pole. It's going to be improvement, though, as he gets himself up the P11. Not a great qualifying session from last week's race winner.
Here comes Schaefer coming up to the line. What can he do? Winner of the sprint goes 4th. Not a bad lap at all. Hypercoast then is also on a lap in the final sector. We've got Alfie Nerfboy. He's invalidated, so all eyes on the Ferrari man, the favourite going into the season, currently down in 8th. You got the race winner from last time out, down in 11th.
And Michael right behind him. And Michael right behind him as well. He's going to get some slipstream and dirty air. I wonder what that's going to amount to in the wet. I don't know if it's faster or slower. Oh, hot around the final corner is Michael, but he keeps a hold of the rear end. Cross the line to Ferrari.
It's improved.
Michael, pole position. He's improved. He's half a second clear.
Ronnie's up, though.
Quick.
I tell you, sorry to talk over you, Logan, but he is up. He's 4 tenths up. He's 4. Here he comes.
It's going to
sliding
come down
out
to
of the final corner.
Oh, gonna be. That might have hurt him there. It did. No. He improves, but not enough.
Shit, it was close.
He lost it in the final corner. That's rough, but great. What a qualifying session this was. Man. Maybe if Ronnie was in the intermediates, I wonder what he could have done. I wish I was in the garage to see what tire really is better.
Yeah, fascinating session. Wow, that was absolutely edge of your seat stuff.
Leader P11.
I think it's super close in the end, considering what the gaps were like throughout. I mean, Ronnie will be gutted that he's lost that right at the very end to Michael Luis, who really, I mean, just showed after getting the pole in the sprint qualifying, again, has pretty remarkable pace over one lap in this F2 division. But, yeah, I think the big story there is Harriman down in 11th after the race winner last time out, pole position, fastest lap. It's amazing, Logan, isn't it? How a different circuit, and it's completely spun it on its head.
Different circuit, different setup, and different conditions as well. I wonder what the times would have been if it was a dry session. Now, Michael Luis has been looking quick all day long, so I don't doubt that he would still be on pole, most likely. But definitely a change up in our order with these wet conditions. That is for sure. No, excuse me, for sure. That one stuck up on me. Vectro P3, Schaefer P4 on debut. Oracle was looking damn good last week. He's down in 6th, which isn't awful, but Reaver, man, down in 11th with not really a clean lap. Very happy rear end. His setup not working well in the wet conditions. We got cars all over the place, and it's going to be really interesting going into the race. The one good thing I would say about everyone's situation going into the race is that it doesn't look like any teams have drivers starting like back-to-back positions. So that means the chances of pit strategy becoming an issue with their own teammate is lessened. As holy crap, that's a lot of liquid on the track for the race. I did not know that there was going to be this much liquid on the track for the race. Is that going to be in the F1 race as well?
At the end, I believe. But yes, this F2 race is going to start in the similar conditions to qualifying. So it's going to apparently dry out later on. So hold on to your hats here, folks. This could be quite the race down under here.
That's a lot of that's a lot of liquid.
This is going to be fascinating. I thought the start to the sprint race was eventful. This could be even more chaotic here in the main race.
This is going to go like a turd in a punch bowl, this race start. If we saw multiple incidents in the turn 1 in the dry, you can only imagine what adding liquid to the track is going to do. This is going to look like the Slippery Stairs World Championship on ESPN Ethiopia.
Right.
As the lights are coming on. Take us away, CJ.
Fire lights here, down under, and it's a jump start for Ronnie. Awful start there for the
my
Williams
God!
driver. Terrible mistake to make. He gets the drive-through penalty. He'll have to serve that at the end lap. There's a dive bomb from Vector up the inside. It's the first corner. There's already contact in the background.
I see carbon fiber everywhere.
There's a McLaren off.
Around. Another terrible first
there's an
lap
Alpine
by
in
him.
the air. What's going on there? There's surely a glitch on the screen. There's the Alpine in the air. He's gone back to the ground now. And, well, chaos there. And there's more contact in the background. There's the Red Bull going off slightly in the end there. But it's a little bit calmer than the sprint race day, you could say it. JVKP then into 4th. Ahead of Schaefer. He's hit the wall, though. There he'll be lucky if he didn't get a puncture, because that was serious contact with a barrier. But at the minute, this is going to be a Ferrari 1-2, Logan.
Yeah, unbelievable. Wow, there's 4 cars so close to each other, 10th through 13th. As we head down this back straightaway, we're going to see how the traction is on these tough conditions. Full fuel. Callie's into the wall. I'm sure other people went into the wall as well. As here we go, the run to the chicane. Any position changes? I'm not seeing any of them at the moment. Wow, what a chaotic first lap. There's so much water on the track. We got full wets on the cars. Another terrible first lap for Oracle. Mistake by Trimp out of the chicane on the exit, so Jab is going to get him. It looks like Paul Fern might get him as well, as he's on the inside.
Oh, there's going to be a crash.
They almost touched him the exit. Where's the... What? There is a crash? There was going to be a crash.
Alfie Nerfboy there. I mean, he got locked tyres with Harrowman, and how on earth that car didn't smash into the barrier. There's a lunge.
Red locks up. Ah, there's a touch. Oh, then he touches the next guy. They're all touching the next guy in front. Ah, they're touching through the final corner. Luke to red that keeps it from going around. Hyper Ghost leads the first lap as Ronnie's going to have to serve that penalty. There's hitting on the front stretch. All that I see is water in the air, and I'm sure I'm going to see carbon fiber flying into turn 1. They're really battling hard here towards the back of the pack.
I mean...
Callie makes a mistake. His teammate Miles goes through. I'm running out of breath.
Michael Luis is up into 5th. He's ahead, and then Schaefer. Oh, God.
Trip Yachts goes wide again. And he turns Paul Fern on the exit.
There's a McLaren and a Red Bull off. Oracle. Oh, they're full wide. They're almost full wide there. I mean, that is absolutely absurd. The Red Bulls hit the barrier again, and, I mean, this is just absolute chaos, as we expected. And, well...
This is great.
Well, so...
Trip catching up the jab here. Nope,
Yes.
now Jab's going to pull away on the exit of the corner. They're spreading out just a little bit. Oh, except Paul Fern and Action Rick, they're about 3 centimeters apart. Paul Fern's going to get by Action Rick maybe as we head towards the chicane. Yes, he does get around. Wow, this is nuts. What a start by Ferrari here in this race.
Absolutely. So back to the front then. Hyperghost then is in this net lead at the moment. Ronnie is not serving his penalty, but he will have to serve it on the next lap or else he will get disqualified. So Hyperghost then in serious control here with a 1.8 second gap to his teammate. JVKP is then another 1.2 seconds behind him within 2 seconds of Michael Luis.
Oracle and Action Rick contact in the penultimate corner. Just a bump though. They look to get away clean. Oracle does get through into 15th.
Absolutely. So Kaliev, he's in the pits and has retired. So that car, I wonder with that clatter against the barrier, that car is beyond repair. And he's just called it a day, especially with another 18 laps to go in this one. It's probably too much to ask. Jabs and Trimp Yachts are changing positions. JVKP has hit the wall there. He really hit the wall hard there on the front left. Oh, no, that's a miracle that car did not get damaged. I'm quite shocked.
Oh, and he hits the wall again.
Who's that?
He's hitting everything but the flagman here. Jab is. Luke 2 Red goes through of him. I think there was contact though with Jab. And now he has a 3-second time penalty. Oh my goodness. He has damage, 3-second time penalty. We have a safety car. Oh my goodness, everything's going wrong for Jab.
I was wondering why he was slowing down there, and yes, that is a VSC. Just a bit too much debris on the track, which I'm not surprised, to be honest. There's been quite a few clatters against the wall in these opening laps here, and a VSC just to settle things down. And I wonder, Ronnie, is he going to be able to serve this drive-through? I don't actually know how that works with the drive-through penalty. Can you serve that under this? Oh, he's got a penalty.
Under the VSC. Oh,
well, scratch that.
Sweet butter crumpets, and we're green again.
Yeah, the top two then are both going to have to serve drive-through penalties. There they are, both going in the pit lane. You couldn't write it. Vectro leads. He could today become the first ever multiple winner of this Grand Prix in the F2 division ever. And at the minute, he leads the race only on lap 420. There's still a long way to go, but no F2 driver has ever won this race twice, and he could be the man to change that today.
He could, but in P2, 3-second time penalty for Alfie behind. As we got Gvukpa in P2 on debut, he's going to have something to say about it. Michael Schaefer catching up the... Schaefer catching up to Michael in P3. I'm mixing up names. What is happening in my brain? Luke 2 Red catching up to Hyper Ghost now has come out of the pits from its drive-through penalty. Big mistake there. And yeah, I'm sure more action to be had sooner rather than later here in this one.
Ooh, as Trimp Yachts gets very close to the wall, so that Hyper Ghost is down in 10th then after that drive-through.
About to be 9th.
Yeah, about to be 9th.
Or he's just going to hit Trimp Yachts in the butt. What is happening here? Whoa! He gets through somehow, uses that new Ferrari tech, warp phasing technology on the curve.
That was super close. I mean, that could have been ending in tears there, but Hyper Ghost is up into 9th. It was Ronnie then. He is 6th then after his drive-through, but it is indeed Vectro who leads the race here. And JVKP then, he is catching the Ferrari man. Just as we thought, JVKP is closing in, and another little slide there from Vectro.
Yachts with a mistake, and Luke 2 Red's going to try to get through, but he's slipping the rear end as well. Oh, a lot of slippery rear ends here.
Oh, that was very close there. A little twitch there. And there's a car in the pit lane of Ronnie. Now, he's just served his drive-through. That might be for intermediate tyres, I haven't got the tyres on the screen. And obviously, Michael Luis and Schaefer, they are currently on intermediates. And yes, Ronnie
No, that was his drive-through.
That was his drive-through, wow.
He entered the pits under yellow.
Unbelievable. But he didn't change the tyres.
Right, that was a drive-through. I don't know. I'm confused.
Well, I've never seen that before.
In the pits. Intermediate's going on Oracle's car.
Oh, someone's just hit the wall somewhere. Yeah, it's Trimp Yachts.
Trimp Yachts.
He's gone straight on.
Oh, he's beached it. That car is stopped. No, it's not.
He got it going again.
He's unbeached it. He got a Talon lotion, and he's reset the track. Whoa, what is happening?
Wait, what? In the first sector? He's disconnected.
Whoa! His car's... Whoa! What? It's every... I'm moving on. Battle for 7th. Hyper Ghost getting around AA run. Oh, that looks like they touched. As he gets past Aaron.
JVKP's disconnected as well.
Deception.
Ah.
Unbelievable. Wait, maybe the AI would be faster. Vectro wide. The AI is catching him. Gavukapa bot. The bot of the debutant. It's actually gaining on the leader. Imagine if it wins. Imagine. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Not the way this race is going. Miles catching up to Luke 2 Red, but Hoya has a penalty, and Luke 2 Red very wide there. Caution in Sector 2. We got a car.
He's hit the wall, and he's hit the wall hard. And
he's lost a wing. Now he's reversed it, and now he's mounted the curb. Now he's reset the track. Now his ERS has set the hot lap. What is happening?
Yeah, I mean,
TFR F2.
I'm surprised that again wasn't a VSC or something though, because that car was right in the middle of the track. This is going to help Vector quite a lot here, unless JVKP
Ronnie
get
with
back
a
in
big
quickly.
run on Miles, passing him on the outside of turn 2. Hot tamales making a move there on the outside. Miles is backing off of that one intelligently. He gets too deep on the brakes, almost hits the butt of Ronnie as he looks to make the pass on Luke 2 Red on track, as he's already ahead to him net-wise because of the penalty early on.
So loads of drivers are having issues here and disconnecting. It's not what we want to see. Trip Yachts has actually, he's had an emergency come up, so that is what's happened there. So we hope all is okay with him because of that car going straight on in that way. It did seem a little bit odd. Ronnie then up into P9 then. We hope Kaliev can get back in the session as soon as possible, as well as JVKP. And yes, this race is starting to take another twist here. Michael Luis then is going to move up into second place, past this AI, if he can. There he goes. And the other RB of Schaefer as well is going to get third here very shortly.
Hariba Man's up in the 5th, starting 12th. Great start by him in this race. Intermediates are faster as Michael Schaefer sets fastest lap of the race. Things are starting to spread out a little bit here now. Calming down a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Haribo, man, that traction control going wild on his throttle through the first couple cars. Now Ronnie sets the fastest lap on wets.
And they're old wets as well. It's not like they're a brand new set of tires.
Who knows what's better at this point? I've given up trying to figure it out.
It's definitely at the crossover. This is definitely light rain now. It's not wet, full wet conditions anymore. So some of those wet tire runners are going to have to try and hang on here until they can get to the dries, potentially even. We have seen that before.
Lap.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking Inters are the way to go now. And this is going to be a fascinating battle now out front.
Mistake. Oracle goes through.
It's going to be a fascinating battle out front because Michael Luis and Schaefer, they are catching Vectro here quite quickly now on these intermediates, because Vectro is going to start to really struggle here, Logan, on these wet tires. And, well, the gap now down to 1.2 on lap 7 here of 20. And these guys are well and truly on a charge here and hunting down the race leader. And, I mean, if you're Vectro here, Logan, is it a thing of hanging on till dries, or are those wets going to be able to make it? I think I may have lost Logan.
I'm muted. What?
You muted it.
Hariba Man in the pits for intermediates. Yes, definitely intermediates are faster. Aaron speeding in the pit lane. And yeah, I think pitting on the intermediates when they're faster is probably going to be the better play, because it's not going to go from full wet to dry. There, I just answered all the questions, everything I wanted to say while I was muted in the last 23 seconds.
Look at this for the lead. Look at this for the lead. Vectro then is really struggling now. We've got all these cars in for intermediates. And he's made a mistake. He's made a mistake. They're almost free wide here. Going onto this main straight. Vectro's going to get absolutely swamped here. Oh, there's contact as well. So Vectro then down into second. Michael Luis then takes the lead of this race. And it's really, surely a time now for Vectro to jump in the pits, because he is seriously in trouble here with these intermediate runners all over him. Shaver then will be the next one to have a little go. Might not be close enough just yet. He is gaining at a rapid rate of knots here. And look at that. Look at that from Shaver there. And a great move, you'd have to say. Bit of a slide in the exit. But now Michael Luis and Schaefer
All these
lead
tires
the
are
way
terrible for
then.
Vectro.
And yeah, I wonder, Vectro should go dive in the pit lane here, Logan.
And here comes Hyper Ghost on Haribo Man. They both pit now and are on the intermediate, so this is for the net P7 on track.
Well, Hyperghost then
Vectro does
moves
go
to the
into the
outside.
pits.
He does, yeah. And
Oh, and the exit almost touching. He is so dangerously close to the rear end. You gotta be careful there. But with whoa, he's so close. Whoa, gives him a little bump, maybe. Gets through, and Haribo Man 420 as he's struggling.
oh, and there's Alfie Nerfboy actually going around the outside of JVKP, who stayed out on wet tires. That's getting incredibly tight there. They're going to make contact again. And Alfie Nerfboy, what a race he's having from nowhere. They're very close again. And that RB somehow avoids the wall. Oh, he's gone on the grass. Make a bit more contact, why don't you? And Alfie Nerfboy will have to try again. But yeah, he hasn't stopped. He's made this call to stay on the intermediates, and he is absolutely reaping the benefits of it now. But the top two, Logan, they're going to be in a race of their own here, because everybody else making that extra pit stop, they are absolutely miles off.
Yeah, and everyone else making massive mistakes here in the wet as well. Just keeping it in a straight line is paying huge dividends. That and switching to the inters when the inters are better. That helps as well. Oracle purple in sector 1 I see on my radar there. As Vector gets a 3-second time penalty, that will not help things for him. Is now penalties might become an issue, especially if we have a late safety car.
So
as we see Ronnie and Aaron going at it here. Michael Luis sets fastest lap of the race. Is Ronnie going to send it? No, he is patient, he is intelligent, he is a man of culture. He mounts the curb on the inside very hard. We will see what happens coming up to the main straight as this battle for P8 ensues between the Alpine and the Williams.
JVKP there, interestingly, trying to find the wet parts of the track. He is hanging it on here on these wet tires. He's miles off the top two now, but he's holding up Alfie Nerfboy on those intermediates, and it's bringing Vectro back to, well, that's not Vectro behind, that's actually a Williams. Vectro 10 seconds back, actually, so scratch that. But they are in a battle of their own, and I think JVKP knows here, probably third is the best he can do. So Ronnie for P8 here, late on the brakes, they're going to touch. Oh, and he gets through.
And they're phasing through each other. He does
Bit
get
of desync
through. Wow,
there.
they're so close. Oracle fastest man on track right now, but he's all the way down in 10th. After getting spun on lap 1.
And well out of the picture as well. If you think he's only just going into the second sector when you've got the race leaders about to start the next lap.
Second time penalty. He's picking up the slack for oh my god, Darky.
Yeah, so it's Aaron and Vectro with the most penalties on track at the moment. Vectro with 6, Aaron with 10. And, well, on lap 11 then, out front, Michael Luis is still got that gap. He's actually gone up a little bit now, up to about 1.8. So he is sitting comfortable at the minute in this phase of the race where a lot of drivers are probably just trying to hang on now to get to the dry conditions. If that comes, I mean, you know, we are well into the second half of this race now, and the rain is still pouring here, and the track is still soaking wet. And the question will be, will we get any dry running towards the end of this race? You can see a bit more of a dry line appearing, but we are miles off. Oracle then is going for the gamble. Medium tyres going on that McLaren. That feels very early, Logan.
We'll move Cotton. We'll see how it plays out for him. We got a battle for third, it looks like.
He's almost spun it coming out the pits. He just took off the pit limiter and then was going absolutely sideways. He'll get a warning already for crossing that line coming out the pit lane. But that is, yes, like you said, bold call, that is for sure. And going into this next corner here, I mean, he didn't go straight on. That is an improvement.
Slow. Oh, no, yeah, it was not time.
So, Oracle then starting to get himself a bit more together now. He hasn't gone off in these last few corners.
Traffic could be an issue, actually.
Which is crazy.
Michael Luis is catching this battle that goes all the way to 13th. 16th through 13th. Oh, miles around into the wall.
Oh.
And here comes the leaders as well.
He's hit the wall again.
Oh, then he hits the wall again. And he's reset the track. He's trying to get all the penalties and damage.
That's not going to be a safety car, though. That is for sure. Not even a VSC.
Now he's wide through the next corner for good riddance.
So, there goes Schaefer then, lapping the Red Bull. JVKP is still ahead of Alfie here. And Vectra, you know, he has took now almost 4 seconds out of that Haas in the last lap or so. And here comes Alfie then. He is really probably getting quite desperate now to get ahead of this RB because he knows if those Ferraris catch up later on, Logan, he could be in a bit of trouble.
Ronnie penalty. Ronnie is now in a penalty. Yes, you're right with saying that. He's absolutely going to be in trouble. And his ERS is not looking healthy either. It's really sketchy here through this chicane with the setups they're running. Keeps it together though, but he is not close enough to make the overtake. Catching is one thing, passing is a whole nother, especially in wet conditions. He's very hot there, but he makes the corner. Very well done. Absolutely no battery though, and that's why Gavukpa is able to defend so well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the gap now. 15 seconds from Schaefer to JVKP here. And
Miles,
the
10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And he retires from the session.
Yeah, so double disappointment, double DNF for Red Bull. And not the finest days at the office here. Alfie's got a great exit at that first corner, but just couldn't quite get the power down enough there. Vetro has took another second and a few tenths out of Alfie in those next couple of sectors. So Alfie, I mean, not to put the pressure on here, but you need to get past. Has he made contact? He has. He has made contact. I thought that was lag, but it's not. He has made contact. And that is just, again, trying to just find a way through. And there is Vectra now, right behind him.
No visible damage that I can see on the curve, as we're on reduced damage rate, I should say. Yeah, Vectro, he's going to have probably more grip on his tires pitting later. What a run he has.
He's going to get him here.
Much battery. Ooh, maybe not here. Yeah, he's going to intelligently back it off here. No, he's not.
Oh,
is he going to try to... Oh, my goodness. As the rain stopped.
It stopped, yeah.
Stopped.
So JVKP could still survive here. If this dries up
Oracle's
enough...
30 seconds behind, never mind. Oracle's very behind. That was a bad decision by him.
Oh, Vetra's on the gravel. He made a late lunge there around the outside. His teammate's going to go up the inside. Oh, how they didn't make contact. I do not know. This could be a battle to get in the pit lane. Because this is starting to dry up a lot here.
How do I get on the chat? I'm going to at them in the Discord. Team orders. Team orders. Just don't destroy each other, please and thank you. I do not want a penalty for you guys crashing all the cars.
So the question is, when will they pit? There goes Vetra then. Easy pass down the start-finish straight then. And that was
Alfie with another penalty.
Yeah. And here comes Hyperghost then. Oh, and they do make contact.
He turns him. He turns him. Absolutely sends him into the Shadow Realm. He bangs. Somehow doesn't get rear wing damage there. Haribo Man goes through into 6th.
Well, you can imagine that'll surely be a penalty. That'll be surely a penalty because he just drove straight into the back of the Haas there. So Hyperghost, you can imagine, will be in a bit of trouble later on. I mean, Alfie is probably going to have rear wing damage and will be absolutely fuming about that one. Vectra then is now got that gap now to 1.7 seconds to JVKP. They are really catching him. JVKP here is really just hoping and praying that this track just keeps drying up. Get me on the soft tires, he'll be saying, because those wets, he's doing a great job. He's miles off the top too. He's doing a great job to hang on to the podium here as Harryman gets another penalty. Yeah. So let's see. Will anyone come to the pits to stay out?
Here comes Hyperghost. Vectro lets him through.
Right decision. No point in fighting too hard between those two, but it could be costly for Vectra's race if Hyperghost gets in the pit lane before. Yeah, Vectra's coming in. He's making that call.
Oh my god, don't hit the pit wall. Okay. There's a car in the way! There's a car in the way coming into the pits!
Oh no!
He couldn't not. Paul Fern moving at the speed of smell coming into the pits. Jesus Christ almighty. Green flag, go!
Hyperghost is through into 3rd. He's got JVKP there and almost just pushed past him.
Track when enters.
He is indeed. I think the track is just getting that much drying
Cross.
out, and Jabs now
Mediums
goes
on the
even quicker.
Williams.
Yeah, so
Aaron serving his time penalty. He'll be there for a hot minute.
Sotavecchio and Harriman, Luke Red, Oracle, and Paul Fern all on the medium tyres. Hyper goes then well clear of JVKP, and there's a yellow
Luke
flag.
10-second time penalty for crossing the lane on exit.
Yeah, he's lit it up on the exit.
Brutal. I thought Gran Turismo was brutal with that line.
Michael Luis is staying out,
Stays out.
in the leader. Oh, that's a big slide on the exit as well. Schaefer's coming in.
Schaefer's in. Oh,
well.
Oh, don't speed. Don't speed. Don't speed. Don't speed. He's quickest. What? Oh, that's fast. Okay, he doesn't speed.
DRS is enabled.
DRS enabled.
Well, this is going to be really interesting in these closing stages.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my god, this is getting
Question is Michael Luis going to try and hang this out here? Hyperghost doesn't pit. JVKP does. So too does Ronnie. So despite Ronnie setting a fast lap the last lap, he's been like, get me off these tyres. This is going to be fascinating.
I'm watching Schaefer.
I remember
I'm watching Schaefer's Scepter 1.
Yeah, I remember this many seasons ago. I think way back in season 9 of TFR eSports, we saw a race in the F1 division that was like this, where we had drivers staying out on intermediates and drivers on soft tyres.
Not season 9.
It might not be season 9 then, but maybe it'd been season 8 or something, but it was definitely dramatic.
10,
We've got another yellow flag. There's a car spun.
Oh,
coming
Schaefer
out
into
the
the wall!
pits. Is it Schaefer?
Schaefer into the wall. No, he hit the wall on the inside through turn whatever number it is.
It's JVKP. It's JVKP. He's spun out the pit lane. Oh no! So that's his podium chances in the bin. So this gap out front, 23.5 at the minute. Schaefer, he is flying, Logan. He's absolutely flying. This is going to be touch and go. And Michael Luis is coming in.
Time every corner.
He's coming in. He's got an Aston Martin. He's got an Aston Martin in his way.
Mediums now. The mediums are finally paying off many laps later.
So,
goodness, what is gonna happen?
this is going to be on an absolute knife edge here. Schaefer then is coming around the final couple of corners.
Why is my controller vibrating so hard?
Softs is because it's pissed off. Softs are on the car for Michael Luis. Here comes Schaefer down the pit lane. This is going to be incredibly close here because there is the Sauber in the distance, and I think he might just be safe. There'll be an element of getting his tyres up into temperature, but we've got a serious battle on our hands here for the outright race win.
For Schaefer. No ERS for Schaefer. He's burned all of his meter. Lap car coming into play here, maybe. Oh, the ghosting's on. It won't be an issue. We'll see what happens here. This sector is going to be critical. He's in the DRS, though. And DRS is enabled, remember. This is also the closest battle on track. Vector with a penalty. Paul Fern quickest on track. What? Where'd that come from down in P15?
And look at this for the lead. This could be... I mean, Schaefer is going to have the DRS, but so too is Michael Luis. He's just pinched it, I think, off that Aston Martin.
Luke Red quickest.
And Schaefer then, he knows this is his opportunity.
Yep, the track's improving every second.
DRS is open once again.
Yeah, no DRS for the leader.
He did. Michael Luis, he got it off. He still had it on that double detection from that Aston Martin. So that is absolutely critical. He's got to try and break that DRS, because if he doesn't, then these final few laps are going to be incredibly nervous for the Sauber driver.
Yeah, he's got a big meter advantage, though, so that might help him a little bit here. He's going to use some of it here down the front stretch. But he's still gaining with the DRS as Michael Schaefer, as he sets the fastest lap of the race. Track improving every single second. And this is the closest battle on the track. I'm staying here with you.
Absolutely.
No one else is within DRS of the car ahead. And it's for the lead. 3 laps to go. A little bit of a lockup for Michael Luis. Doesn't matter, though. It's F125.
Schaefer's still there. He's still in this DRS. And this is going to be so close here. And, well... He's not dropped him. He has not dropped him at all here. Schaefer then will know this is it. These final 3 laps is a dash to the finish. DRS wide open. DRS. They've both got like no ERS at all here. And, well, Schaefer is going to keep him in touch at the minute.
Penalty. Aaron's caught jab.
Yes.
So that'll be a battle for 10th, potentially.
But
I'll
it
keep an eye
is
on that one.
Still close out front here. Schaefer still within that second of Michael Luis. Oh, he's very wide though, very wide, and gets on the gravel and
Hyper goes
he
to
might just
penalty.
drop out of DRS here. He is going to drop out of DRS. So he's still got it for this particular straight, which might just keep him back in it for the next few straights. But a little mistake there from Schaefer just made me feel the pressure as we are on the penultimate lap here, and we are rapidly getting into this race. And he's got a penalty. He's got a penalty.
And that's the race.
That is the race there and there. He was just getting a little bit wide and a bit too aggressive in certain corners, and he has picked up the penalty. And, well, this might be done dusted out front unless Michael Luis makes a mistake of his own. Meanwhile, behind, you got Hyperghost then still out there on intermediate tyres now on a pretty much bone-dry track. Vetro is closing that gap to his teammate, but also has penalties himself. Let's keep an eye on those penalties. So Vetro on 9, Haraman on 9 as well. Ronnie could still potentially be within a chance of getting a 4th place finish here.
Here comes Aaron on jab, doesn't go for it here. He's going to go wide through turn 1 and 2, so that's going to mess up his run, but he's still in the DRS. Battle for 10th still on here. Haribo Man's caught Vectro.
He has.
And those will come into play here.
That's going to be a titanic battle on this final lap because Vectro is caught 2 seconds out of Hyperghost on those intermediates, so that is going to go right to the wire. We're on the final lap then. These two out front have put on a good show out there in the lead, and they're going to win by some domination in the end. We've got a yellow flag. I think that might... Is that JVKP? JVKP again making a mistake, or somebody like that. Let's keep an eye on this battle for third, though. We'll go to the leaders when they come towards the end of this race. The gap now is under 3 seconds from Vector to Hyperghost, and they are seriously catching them at a rate of knots, Logan.
Yeah, this is going to be really close. I don't know what the delta difference is between inters and dries in dry conditions. It's going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. The podium is yet to be decided. Haribo Man's also close to Vectro, so he's got to attack and defend at the same time as Vectro. He's going to be feeling the pressure here on the final lap. Aaron's still not able to get around Jab for 10th. And yeah, this is going to come down to this podium battle. Oh, wow, they're catching him quick. They caught him by a second already so far this lap, but a lot of straightaway here in the second sector, so maybe they won't catch as much here.
They might get DRS, or Vector might at least.
Oh, it's so close though. He's going to just not get DRS.
So
oh, yes, he's going to get DRS.
He's
lap
going to
car.
get DRS.
He's going to get DRS from the lap car too.
Yeah. But we're going to go to leaders, though. We are going to cut away from this because we need to give them the attention here. Michael Luis, then, with a fantastic drive on his debut. He's weaving up to the line. He's going to win here, down under, with a fantastic victory for Michael Luis.
Schaefer
is second. Vectro is going to get Hyperghost. He does have the power from Harry Moment contact. And they're all off.
Off! And then Haribo Man still in the 5th. Vectro and Hyperghost is going to hold on because he's got 2 more corners. I can't believe the angle I'm laying in my chair right now. Whoa. And here comes Ronnie. Penalties are going to play a factor in the end of this one coming up to the line. Schaefer second. Hyperghost third. Vectro. Ronnie fourth. Whoa, where did he come from?
So Hyperghost hangs on. Ronnie in 4th. JVKP gets 5th.
Whoa. Because he stayed penalty free. Goes up to 5th.
Vectro and
Aaron penalty free.
Wow.
Look at Aaron in 9th. He got past Jab. Now he's penalty free. He gets 8th.
Jabs completes the top 10.
10-second time penalty.
Luke to red.
10-second time penalty unserved for Luke. So here comes Oracle. Is he going to get 11th? Yep.
There we are. There we have it then. A bonkers F2 GP, and wow. We'll need to lie down after that one. But a
jolly good show, chaps.
Yes, absolutely. And well, that was quite the performance out front though from these two. And what a win it is for the Sauberman. Michael Luis.
What else is there to say? That was one heck of a race.
Yeah, what a race it was. I mean, we knew that was going to be explosive. We knew it was going to be action-packed. And it delivered in some style. And Hyperghost, I mean, fair play, sticking that out there on those intermediates at the very end. I mean, I thought he was going to be in big trouble, which he kind of was. But Haraman, I mean, he's probably already going to get a penalty in that race for one or another incident. But to just completely cause that chaos, he saved Hyperghost big time there.
Yeah, Hyperghost made the wrong play, but just because he stayed mistake-free, he was able to hold the position. Being mistake-free is more important than pace and even strategy here in F2.
Absolutely. So there are your final results
What a
then.
race.
Michael Luis is your winner here in Australia. Schaefer in second with Hyperghost getting that third place. Ronnie and JVKP completing the top five. Wow, what an F2 race that was. And yeah, action packed, drama throughout. I think the stewards are going to be busy tonight because there was quite the amount of chaos. And well, we'll be back next week for round three, the Chinese Grand Prix. Thank you, Logan, once again for the commentary tonight, alongside myself, CJH, and we'll see you then.